Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another YouTube video. So yeah, I got these coming out pretty consistently because of the fact that I'm on a challenge. And so I'm a big advocate for doing challenges so that you can stay consistent because it's part of the game. I like to gamify a lot of things. And yeah, it's been one of those tools that I've used since the beginning. Back when I started my entrepreneurial journey, like at least when I started this company, the ones that you see me making YouTube videos for, at least a couple years back. So it's been my favorite tool, and every single time I've done something from a challenge, I've seen tremendous growth, So the main thing for me is just, apparently a lot of you guys liked my last video, which is really cool. It's really cool to see, like, at least from the personal side of things, you guys enjoy knowing a little bit more. So yeah, just to give you guys some context, like, right now, one of the biggest things I've been doing so far, we're like 8 days into the challenge, but one of the things I'm working on right now is like bulking, right? So this is the first time that I've ever started, bulking. And I've done multiple cuts in my life, and the first time I did a bulk I did it really wrong. Like, I just didn't know what I was doing. So I've been seeing a lot of progress with that. I actually put on like a couple pounds over this past week. I've been trying to do like a really lean bulk at 2,800 calories a day. A lot of my life is actually pretty, unfortunately, sedentary. I'm not really used to being a sedentary type of person. That's why I try to get my steps in and try to work out every single day. So this challenge too, I've been working out every single day. So it's for 45 days. There's a few nuances associated with the challenge specifically. So first thing is waking up and sleeping around the same time every single day. It's hitting your diet and your macros. The other thing is praying 2 times a day, right? I've grown a lot with my faith recently, which has been absolutely phenomenal because it's been one of those things that I put as a priority for myself going into the end of 2023. And now this year is just, what can I do every single day to get closer to God? And that's one of those things. And it's been great. Yeah, I've been reading the Bible a lot recently, and that's something that I'm doing with my partner right now. We're actually gonna go like through the Bible and actually like read a lot of lessons, because I highly suggest it for anyone that is looking for fulfillment. I know that I struggled with that a lot, especially with my entrepreneurial journey. But yeah, it's been cool, man. Like, ever since I've moved out to Las Vegas, I've grown a lot, like, just personally. I've met a lot of like really cool people, and that's just kind of the name of the game. Like, I think one of the biggest things that I've been focusing a lot on recently, and it was actually part of my sermon from my most recent church service. It was about patience. And I feel like I've been maturing a lot, and I know that even though I'm like 23, which is technically considered young, I think I'm doing okay for like where I'm at. I don't think I'm necessarily like 100% happy. There's always somebody that's doing necessarily, better. But I think I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel for sure. So I feel like I've matured a lot recently, and just like the first 2 years of my entrepreneur journey has just been like if you know me personally, I'm a very much like, let's fucking go. Like, let's get this shit done right now. I need shit done right now. And that's just kind of how I move. That's how I speak. Which is great, but I feel like long term, just with the type of man that I'm trying to become, one who's more patient, I've been exploring the other side of the coin, which is being a lot more calm and allowing myself to be patient and allow myself to grow in those aspects, right? So yeah, I think that patience has been like a really challenging thing for me to like go through recently, because I don't know, like if you're watching this, then obviously you're scrolling through social media, and it's so easy to like see and compare yourself, man, like maybe even compared yourself to me, right? Like with where you are and like where you potentially want to go, and it's easy to allow that to be a thief of your joy. And I know for me, it definitely has been. Like, it's so easy to compare yourself to somebody who's doing way better around the same age or even younger than you, and just be like, man, what's wrong with me? So one of the main key things that I've been learning a lot recently is that patience and faith. Faith is patience, right? So there's in the sermon we went over the story of Abraham. So the Abraham in the Bible, long story short, is his wife was considered like infertile, right? And he got a vision when he was very young that, he would have an heir to his kingdom, right? And so basically, like in that story, when God came to Abraham and gave him that vision that he will have a kid one day, that he would just need to have trust and faith with him along the way. And so the moral of the story was having patience to see God's words fulfilled, because him and Sarah, who is his wife, they struggled for a very long time. So like they didn't have kids until they were 90 years old. So literally his whole life he was being tested and having patience, and he started to question God, like, hey, like, are the things that you promised me gonna happen? But the thing is with God, like once he gives you that vision, he always keeps his promises, right? So the key takeaway that I got from that was, okay, like God has given you a vision, and it's just being patient enough to like see it through and put in the work, effort, and energy, and the actions to be deserving of the vision that you've been promised, and having the faith and the patience to see it come to life, because delay is not denial, right? So I've taken that concept to heart a lot recently, and even though like business is up and down, it just always is up and down, especially with sales, the sales side of things, and it may all look pretty on the outside, but trust me, like the inside of my business is very much a mess. Going through it is very, very, very difficult, and it's stressful. Like the game isn't designed for the faint of heart, right? Like this game takes a lot from you. Like I don't think that's what people like talk about with business. Like like it's so stressful. Like I always say, like if you're looking to get into business, like the real differentiator is how much stress can you handle, because there's going to be a lot of late nights, there's going to be a lot of times where you don't know how you're going to make payroll, you're not going to know how you're going to make your rent, like shit like that. Like thank God I haven't been in a position like that in a very long time. But yeah, I've been blessed a lot to be in the position that I am, but it's by no means came easy, and it's not a smooth walk per se, because just to let you guys know, like I've been having to figure out like my sales process, because when you simplify it, like business is very simple. Like making sales and growing your business is pretty simple. Like as long as you can get enough leads, make enough sales, and your product is good enough to actually fulfill on the promises that you make, then you're good to go. So yeah, I fixed my lead problem recently, and been running a very interesting funnel, because I've been getting like I know my whole channel is about like marketing and stuff, but like like when you do it on your own and like you do it for yourself, like you learn a lot of like bumps along the way. So like in 2023, I gotta recount, and when I do my taxes, like how much I spent on ad spend specifically, but it had to be at least 100 grand at least, because we spent a lot of money on advertising and having a team and everything like that. Managing a team is also another like new thing that I'm learning, because it's one thing to like do it yourself, but you can only go so far by yourself, right? Like by yourself you can move fast, but to go far you need to have a team. And these are all business principles, right? Like like all of the things that I'm learning along the way right now with like sales, marketing, product fulfillment, these all apply to every other single business. So like as I level up and as I make more money, as I get better at the game of business, then I see the outsized returns from just getting better at the game. So yeah, quite candidly, we've been trying to crack the code on like having a dialed in like sales process. So like right now, like I have a team of 4. I had 5. We just let go of somebody today. But I'm about to have to let go of another person, so we're going to be down to 3 people, which is my editor, my CSM, and then we have a closer. And obviously me, myself. And I haven't gotten to myself to a crazy point, but it's just finding like finding decent talent to put on the team, and like want to buy into a long-term vision and just get their hands dirty, because not a lot of people want to do that. A lot of people want the quick cash. A lot of people want to get to places a lot faster, and just kind of the name of the game. So yeah, recently that's been one of the things I've been going through, at least on the business side. We're cracking down on sales, and this year we will make $1 million. Like, I'm positive, I'm certain of that. Like last year, like that's just 2xing what we did. And the year before that, I 3x'd it, or 4x'd it, 5x'd it, something like that, 4 or 5. But yeah, we should easily be able to crack $1 million this year. That should be super easy. And then from there, yeah, I'm curious to kind of see where it goes. Like right now, I'm just building my brand, my business, putting out content, staying consistent. And like you guys see what I practice what I preach. Like, I put out content, I run ads, we make sales. Like, I practice my sales skills, I practice leadership, I self-develop every single day. And those are like the little building blocks, right? Like, you need to have consistency, because the online lifestyle looks sexy, but like what I'm showing you guys is the boring ass shit that goes on behind the scenes. That's the real shit, like the real shit that they didn't sell you on the front end marketing, right? It's the low, slow burn of like consistently putting work day in and day out. So at some point, like once you develop your own skill set, I think I'm getting like to a decent point on this. I'm still developing like the higher level like skills, right? It's no longer sales, marketing, and product so much. It's more of like running like a team and actually like scaling up the processes that we have in place, because they're there. So yeah, it's like when you get to a point where you've kind of got the fundamentals down, it's like, okay, how do you just scale and have people do the same things and like have a repeatable system and process in a place where you have a money printer put in place. And then after that, this year I'm looking to grow personally. Like in the future, like sometime in the future, I want to get engaged personally. I want to be married, and have like a life partner. Take things to that next level with my partner, and then obviously like build my physique, just get bigger. You know what I mean? Cause yeah, like there's intangibles that people see, man. Like just from the surface level, it's like I don't really flex. I don't really like. I'm not really that flashy yet. Obviously that's just kind of who I am right now. I don't really have to do all that stuff, but like I like the finer things in life for sure. But it's developing and building the character. Like I recently listened to one of the world's best leading human behaviors specialists. His name's Chase Hughes. If you guys check him out, he's a savage. But Chase Hughes is he worked for the CIA, and he's an interrogator for like. He's an interrogator, and he trains like the special ops, right? Like Navy SEALs, like some of the most badass humans on the planet, and he's in charge of like helping people develop the quickest. And you start to realize that everything you have in your life is just a reflection of who you are as an individual. And he broke down what is charisma, like, because there's magnetic people in life, right? And I aspire to be somebody who's extremely magnetic, who people look up to and look for advice and like leads the way, because quite frankly, that's just been my whole life. Like if you guys just kind of look back on some of my other like videos that I put out, like my whole life has just been me trying to figure shit out, because I didn't have shit growing up, and I didn't have any like solid role models in my life. I never had any of that stuff. So it's just putting myself in a position where I have to trust myself and build myself into somebody that I trust. So that's been a lot of my journey in my early 20s, and just becoming somebody that I personally respect on a very high level, and earning my own respect, and that's through putting in the daily work. So back to my whole point with Chase Hughes is the fact that the question that you get to ask yourself, that I've been pondering a lot, is like, what things do you have that if without saying a word, people can understand your status, your hierarchy, right? Like the physique is one of them, so that's why I'm working on it, and like just more intangible things. It's just like people can read all the scripts that they want. They can get all the magic playbooks. They can get all of the short special secrets that allow them to make $1 million a year, $1 million a month, so on and so forth. But there is a lot of underlying work to become the type of person that is able to create that type of wealth. So yeah, like one of the other harsh realities of life is like you're exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're exactly where you deserve to be, whether you like it or not. It's 100% your fault. And yeah, it's just taking that extreme ownership over like personally developing at the highest level, becoming the best version of yourself. So yeah, like being obsessed with personal development is like really where I've been spending a lot of my time, and just like learning every single day, studying something every single day, and making sure that I'm putting the right puzzle pieces into place so that I can grow my business, take care of my people, and be an exemplary role model. So yeah, I wanted to just to like share like one of my goals this year is just to share more of like the personal side and more of like the journey with you guys, and just like have that be a part of my personal brand. Because I've debated like making different YouTube channels and stuff like that, because yeah, a lot of my channel is about car sales, but I'm just me. I'm TJ, right? Like, I just want to talk about shit that I care about, just instead of always talking about like giving you guys value and shit. Because at least you guys know like where the fuck the value even comes from, right? Like, I understand like when you watch these videos, you're like, oh, dude, this kid's young, whatever, right? Or he's just young like me, but you guys have to understand the context for where a lot of the wisdom and the insights come from. And obviously I'm super young and like I have to earn wisdom, but I'm just wanting to share the lessons along the way, because I think, at least for me, if you guys can learn from some of my mistakes and listen to some of the lessons that I've learned, it can save you guys a lot of time. And the other thing too is just having a library to look back on. So yeah, it's definitely a journey for sure. So anyways, if you're a follower of mine, thank you for following along the journey. And I always like asking for feedback, because like if you watch these videos, like I'm gonna start like trying to take more of my personal brand, because like yeah, I sit down at the computer and I kind of talk and all this other stuff because I have other shit that I need to take care of other than just creating content. But yeah, documenting's been making it super easy for me, but eventually in the future, like I do want to be like more of a creator and taking things to that next level where maybe I do like a vlog or something like that, where I just kind of like show my day and like what I do and like people I talk to and the friends I hang out with and everything like that. But anyways, guys, much love. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Catch you guys in another video. Peace out.